Hi, come on. I could get this party started up in here. Yeah, Rex, that's it, baby. Let's up this party. Glad it's I was you. Check me out. Yeah. Correct. Wow. Hey, Rex, baby. I got a little more bubbly. More.
What's your favorite scene that you worked on?
Very early on when I first came on, we were kind of reworking the whole initial reveal of the scare floor.
I'm not going to scare you. I'm off duty.
Monsters are clearly misunderstood.
Probably the biggest misconception anyone has about monsters is that
You never know what's in the closet.
Just as we have always suspected, monsters are real.
Of course, monsters have always been real.
Whew, she's nuts.
I've met a lot of it in my life.
So now the truth comes out, doesn't it?
I've known from the beginning monsters live on the other side of the closet.
Just a closet. Will you go to sleep?
Yes, there are monsters in the closet, but they're funny.
I have one thing to say.
Very few people in the monster world come in contact with the human world. Only these very special scarers.
they're so awesome.
I just love the whole idea that scaring somebody is actually a career.
Monsters scare the kids because they want the scream.
Without scream, we have no power.
They've been harvesting children's screams and refining them into pure energy.
They get up every morning. Alarm clock wakes them up.
Get up, Sully!
They go to work like the rest of us.
But their jobs are very dangerous because, believe it or not, in the monster world, kids are scary.
What happened?
The kid almost touched me. She got this close to me.
The kids are really, really scary because they're the source of power for the monsters.
You know, if one touches you, it's all over with.
A little kid getting into Monster World would be like a cylinder of pure uranium, somehow getting out of a nuclear reactor and tumbling into our world.
There is nothing more toxic or deadly than a human child.
I think kids can be very scary.
I think they are, but then again, I'm a parent.
Kids are really scary.
I won't go in a kid's room. You can't make me.
Humankind gets its first glimpse into this incredible world with Disney and Pixar's hair-raising new adventure, Monsters Incorporated.
Monsters Incorporated is the biggest Scream collection factory in Monstropolis.
Okay, people, Eastern Seaboard coming online.
They have their top producer, which is James P. Sullivan, who is the best scarer. Sully's a superstar.
We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
His assistant scarer is Mike Wazowski, who helps him go in and out of doors all day.
Slumber party.
Sully and Mike are inches away from breaking the all-time scare record.
Another day like this and that scare record's in the bag.
That's right, baby.
And then there comes Bill.
Sully does the worst thing possible. It's after hours. He notices that there's a door on the scare floor, which is highly unusual.
Anybody scaring in here?
And what happens? He accidentally lets in a little 2-year-old girl. Boo.
That's it.
That's against the law.
Secure the area. Bring in reinforcements.
You'll be hunted down and banished from Monstropolis if you're found with one. When Sully and Mike are confronted with the fact they've let in a child in the monster world, their first reaction is,
It's total contamination.
it's the worst possible thing that could happen.
If witnesses are to be believed, there has been a child security breach for the first time in monster history.
And this kid's not scared of anything.
Boo is not frightened of Sully at all. She thinks it's a big, soft, furry thing.
Kitty. She wants to go to Monster World.
To her, it's like this big giant Disneyland. All these crazy-looking creatures walking around. Sully starts to feel a sort of parental attachment to this kid and feel responsible for her. Decides that he needs to get her home.
Sully and Mike must risk their jobs and their lives trying to return Boo to her world.
No, why not?
Encountering amazing adventures on the way.
I'm gonna be sick.
Discover the world behind every child's closet door in Monsters Incorporated.
Well, next time, bring me along, because I'd like to be scared by one, too.
That is the weirdest thing you have ever said.
The best way to meet those monsters is with a laugh and a smile.
I think kids will like that idea, and perhaps after this movie, they'll look forward to meeting the monsters in the closet.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'll be here all week. Remember to tip your waitresses.
Ready or not, here I come.
You know, in the films of Walt Disney and the films of Pixar, you see a similar quality of always striving for some new technological innovation.
Who cares about the company? What about us?
And that's certainly the case in Monsters Incorporated.
That's right, baby.
In every story that we create at Pixar, there is something in the story that is something we don't know how to do.
I love working with that big guy.
We don't want to just repeat ourselves. We want to, push the envelope technically.
So whenever they say, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do that, I'm thinking, now, I've got used to that, but you're probably going to figure it out in a couple of days.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
This film's always been a film about a big hairy monster.
You're the boss, you're the boss, you're the big hairy boss.
That, of course, got everybody very worried initially because fur, in general, is one of the hardest things to do in computer graphics.
Wouldn't it be easier if it all just blew away?
Sullivan is in about 600 shots in the film. On a big furry, 8-foot-tall monster, you need to have about 3 million hairs.
Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking.
Can you imagine if, you had an animator who had to go through and animate every single hair? That would just drive them insane, basically. All our animators would quit.
That's it. I'm out of ideas. We're closed.
We had to figure out a way for that hair to move automatically. And that's the genius.
We engineered a whole dynamic system that basically let the animators not have to worry about that at all.
Our animators just move the character, and then computationally, all the fur figures out how to move itself. And that allows us to achieve a level of visual complexity that we never could without this dynamic, intelligent fur.
Somebody's got to take care of you, you big hairball.
So he'll do this movement, and the fur is aware of gravity and some sort of wind resistance, and it responds appropriately, and it's sort of magical.
That was an impressive display. Oh, just doing my job. It ripples, it moves, it's like each hair moves individually. It looks like cashmere. It blows in the breeze when he moves. I mean, and that's incredibly hard to do.
And the same thing is true of cloth.
No, Dad, I was the one.
When I move my arm, this is very sophisticated bending and folding of that cloth.
It's just completely random, and it moves, all over the place.
Don't panic.
Tell me not to panic.
Just
everything is not okay. It's not okay.
So we came up with a dynamic system just like the hair that deals with the cloth.
This is perfect.
The animators could just have Boo run around and be cute, and after the animation was done, we would apply this automated animation to her t-shirt that would figure out how everything should move and fold.
The software that we're using is simulating the basic laws of physics, such as the bending and the stretching and the shear and that kind of thing.
The nightmare is over.
The dynamics puts us into a whole different realm where you're not asking an animator to create motion, but now we're asking a computer program to create motion.
And so the cloth moves by itself, the fur moves by itself, and this is where we put a tremendous amount of energy.
What a plan. Simple, yet insane.
The door vault is pretty amazing at Monsters, Inc. It's got something like 23 million closet doors stored in it.
Oh boy. We literally had to figure out how to draw millions of doors. And this seemed like a total impossibility. Nobody thought we could really do that.
Your stunned silence is very reassuring.
The way we do it is sort of a trick. We draw what you could think of as a little cardboard of paper, and the renderer thinks about it as a little piece of paper, and so it's very efficient to render, but it tends to look from medium to far distances just like a real door.
I still don't understand.
Basically what I did was create a sort of program that figured out exactly how the door should move.
Oh.
If the door is going around a curve, then it needs to swing out to approximate that centrifugal force.
Somebody's certainly been a busy bee.
There's this really nice organic quality to it. It looks almost like a traffic jam in San Francisco.
It's true! I saw the whole thing!
It's amazing what they can do with technology these days.
These guys are geniuses. I mean, they know how to do it. I'm amazed. I'm really amazed.
It's a phenomenal production that dwarfs anything I've ever seen in the computer animated world.
Oh, I don't believe it!
I'm not even breaking a sweat. Well done.
Hi, I'm John Lasseter. I'm the director of Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story 2. I want to welcome you to Pixar Animation Studios. This is our brand new studio. Come on in, there's a lot of cool things in here. So at Pixar, we have this center atrium, and this is where all the things we do together. We have Cafe Luxo here, we have the mail room, we have foosball, very important here at Pixar. There's Pete. Hey. Pete Docter is the director of Monsters Incorporated. Thought we'd give him a tour of Pixar. Go down to the Tiki room. This is Mark's office. He's done it up like a Tiki lounge.
The pineapple is the symbol of hospitality.
So we're going to go see Andrew Gordon's office. Andrew moved into his office, and then what did you find?
Well, I found this air conditioning vent.
And he found a whole nother room in there.
An alternate reality.
So this has become the Love Lounge. Come on, let's go into the Love Lounge. You have to crawl through. We have every dignitary that comes to Pixar, and they're starting to sign the rooms. We have Randy Newman here, Michael and Jane Eisner, Steve Jobs, Roy Disney's right there. Ooh, molasses chips. Thanks for another wonderful time at the Love Lounge. Come on in here. This is my office. I love toys. Oh, who does that remind you of, huh? There's Steve's office. You want to see Steve Jobs' office? It's the cleanest office at Pixar. This is our main theater, and everybody's gathered to see our new trailer. They're overly dramatic here in Pixar projection.
A Pixar Animation Studios film.
What makes Pixar so special is not the bricks and the steel and the wood of the building. It's the people that makes Pixar. Joe Ramp. Joe Ramp is my head of story.
I do Heinrich the Caterpillar.
Carl Anderson, producer of Monsters Incorporated. Understand, co-executive producer and co-writer and
He's co.
John Cars. Lloyd McLean. Because I always believe that if you're having fun making the movie, it's going to appear on the screen. Okay, stop. Oh, stop. This is where we get our creativity.
Oh, I just had an idea there.
It's called speed golf. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead. Pete's really good. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Docter. International symbol of Hawaiian shirts. Big flowers. A few months ago, we had the first annual Pixar Air Show off of this bridge, and we had a paper airplane contest for the whole company. It was pretty cool. You can see we really have a lot of fun at Pixar, but our main passion is our work. Our people work so hard. They work really long hours making these movies. But number one to us is to make a great movie that audiences around the world will enjoy. That hard work, creativity, and sense of fun has combined to create films that we are all really proud of. To date, Pixar has earned 13 Oscars, 1 Golden Globe, 1 Grammy, and a bunch of other awards for our animated short films.
I'm in this one.
Hi, and welcome back to Pixar Animation Studios Animation Talk. And all the talk is about the first film we made right here in our new Pixar studio, Monsters Incorporated. Thank you for coming to visit Pixar Animation Studios.
Bon voyage.
Bye. Bye.